This video is being sponsored by 𝗣𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗪, which has a collection of well-crafted written courses for software developers. I want to thank 𝗣𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗪 because for the first time they accepted my request to generate a 20% off coupon for my audience. Now this is a very limited deal and I will share the coupon details in the later section of the video, so keep watching.
So when you're preparing for data structures, algorithms, coding interviews or competitive programming, I know that it's very tiring and the journey is long, so a lot of people are very demotivated or they constantly ask this question that how long would it take them to be really good at it or reach that step wherein they can confidently say that they can crack coding interviews. So that's exactly what we are going to talk about today. I'll be sharing my journey, what it looked like and how long did it take me to be really good at data structures and algorithms. So I really hope that a lot of you guys who are studying data structures, algorithms or preparing for coding interviews or even doing competitive programming, I really hope you guys can relate to it and get inspired at the same time. Now, an important question to ask over here is how good you are at data structures and algorithms and how do you measure that? We do not want a binary answer over here. We want to measure how good we are. And I have seen that if you are active on Codeforces or CodeChef, they are good tools because they provide you a rating which is nothing but a measure of how good you can perform, how good you can really solve problems, and at the same time how well you are in debugging as well as writing bug-less code. And that's exactly how I used to judge my skills as well. That's exactly how I even used to motivate myself that I want to achieve this much rating on Codeforces. And it became easy because I could set a target and I could clearly see whether I'm meeting that or not. So this is how my story looks like, and I'm from electrical engineering. So it took me a bit time to get started with competitive programming. I started in 4th semester, which is kind of late for me. I mean, I know that there are so many people out there who have not even done competitive programming and they have already graduated from college. But the point that I'm trying to make is there is a lot of awareness these days, and I'm very happy to see that a lot of students start competitive programming from their first year itself, which is so awesome to hear. But when I started with it, I mean, there were only a handful of people from my branch who used to do it. And when I tried to seek help or ask advice from students who are really good at it, they were from computer science background, I didn't feel very good. I actually felt insulted and they were just tossing me around here and there and they were really not interested in solving my doubts. So I kind of felt a bit insulted and demotivated that you are trying something out but you cannot get that help. So I know how that feels and I had been there. The first notable moment that happened in my career was when it was around 6 months that I had started doing competitive programming and I secured a world rank of 25 in one of the CodeChef long challenges which span across 10 days and you have to solve 10 competitive programming problems. I really felt good. I solved 9.5 problems in that, so it was quite awesome for me to do that. And in those 6 months, I really worked super hard to improve my skills in data structures and algorithms. And just to give you an example, I learned segment trees, which sounds like a complex data structure, but it's really not. But I learned that in the second month itself of starting my journey towards data structures and algorithms. I mean, I used to do coding almost every day. It was a daily routine for me to read competitive programming problems and think about their solutions while I'm taking a bath, or probably I'm just walking to my lecture, or probably if I'm not interested in what the lecture is teaching, I used to think about the problem that I couldn't solve and I used to start thinking like how I should approach it so that I can solve it. So I used to do all those things. My normal day would look something like that. I almost used to code around 3 hours on average. On tough days, I used to also code for around 8 or 9 hours. And when there were contests going on, I remember that I used to stay awake at 6 a.m. trying to solve problems. But, you know, it really got addictive to me because the results were magnificent. I could see that within 2-3 months, I'm performing so damn good that, I got addicted to it. It was so damn cool for me to see that I'm able to solve so many problems that I couldn't even start to think how to solve them. So seeing that improvement to even practice more and give more of my inputs, and that's how it worked for me. In those 6 months, I learned a lot and I realized that you should definitely celebrate your small wins. Like if you are not able to solve some problem initially, but now you are able to solve it, you should be happy about that. You should be happy that now you learned dynamic programming, that now if there is a problem coming on DP or dynamic programming, now you are able to approach it, now you are able to solve it. So those things really push you or give you confidence to put in more of your efforts. And that's how you have to create your own positivity and momentum, so that you are never backed down by the demotivation and the negativity which comes in everybody's life. Now I want to talk about those things which really helped me grow a lot in such a short amount of time. I always made sure that I'm solving at least one or two problems which I couldn't solve during the contest. And in doing that, that's how I learned segment trees in the second month itself of my journey. So this way I developed the ability to read tutorials and understand and learn new things or acquire new learnings into my mind. So that's one very important skill which I developed. And using that, I made sure that I'm learning new topics. So I learned segment trees, I learned Fenwick trees, I learned dynamic programming. So all this happened just because I was doing contests actively, and I was also doing up-solving actively, which means solving those problems which you were not able to solve during the contest. And doing that for 6 months, I was so amazed to see that. I mean, getting a world rank of 25 in such a short amount of time was a very huge deal for me, and you can't even imagine the amount of motivation it gives you back when you see such great results. So that's exactly what I want to emphasize upon. You should definitely be doing hard work, but also do those things correctly. Solve those problems which you are not able to solve in the first place. And doing that, like, I'm pretty much sure that if you do it for a period of 3 or 4 months, the results will be incredible, guys. The other good thing which worked to my advantage was that I started from zero, right? So when you're starting with absolute zero, you have so much to learn so quickly that it really feels good that you're learning so many things because you didn't know so many things. So it's very easy for you to learn in the initial period. And that's something which I would ask you to take advantage of. Like, don't feel that we don't know so many things. Think about it. You can learn so many things in such a short amount of time. Now, after 6 months, I decided to also switch to 𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧, on which there are many short contests which are held. Like a contest on 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧 would have 4 or 5 problems, and you will be asked to solve them in 2.5 hours or 2 hours. So in this situation, I realized that, oh my god, I am a terrible problem solver. Why? Because the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 long challenges were for 10 days, and I had so much amount of time. And one thing which I have realized is that when you are uncomfortable solving some problem, you tend to postpone it or get away with it, okay? And that's exactly what I used to do. Like, when I'm giving a 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧 problem and I'm trying to solve a problem which is kind of tricky to solve for me, I would feel so lazy to solve it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, my mind was trained to postpone things where I'm feeling uncomfortable and probably pick them up later when I'm having a walk or in my leisure time. So that's the attitude which I developed while doing the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 long challenges, because they were for 10 days long. So I could deal with them like very easily in a very comfortable amount of time. But this is where 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧 completely turned the picture. Like, I did really very bad in the initial few contests just because I was getting accustomed to the portal as well as the new, like the faster way of solving problems, which I was really not good at that point of time. So I had the skills to solve problems, but I was not quick enough. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's some skill which really took me a lot of time to develop over the period of time. And that's where 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧 helped me really a lot. So I kept on giving contests. There were always ups and downs. In few contests, I'm doing really good. In some contests, I'm not doing that good. I'm making the mistakes, the ones which I just mentioned few minutes back. So overall, this continued for a period of around 10, 11 months or 1 year. You can say roughly 1 year. And now it's been around 1 year and a half. So in these 18 months, I reached that point where I was super confident about my data structure and algorithm skills. I knew why my approach is right or why is it wrong. And I only started writing the code when I was sure that this is correct. And more importantly, having the skill is good, but more important than that is I was really very quick in navigating the multiple solutions and also picking up the most optimized one, which is at the same time correct, right? We don't want optimized solutions which are wrong. So developing the skill to think about multiple solutions, figure out which one is right, which one is wrong, and why it's wrong. having all those things in mind and doing that quickly is a very important skill, which took me around 18 months to really be good at it. And it's about probability. It's not just you are able to solve or you are able to demonstrate such qualities once or twice. I'm talking about doing that consistently, like doing that contest after contest. So I reached that skill in around 18 months. Also, at that point of time, I was very comfortable to convert my thoughts into code, and that code is not having bugs. Even if it has bugs, I was very easily able to figure out why that code has bugs. And this thing really helps me even now as a software engineer. Like whenever some things are not working, it's very easy and handy, and it comes naturally for me now to analyze and figure out where the problem is.
Now again, thanks to 𝗣𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗪 for sponsoring this video. I do like their Educative Unlimited. You can buy all courses on their website just for once in their annual or monthly plan. Then you don't have to purchase individual courses. And of course for India, they already run a campaign. But for my audience, as I've said, I have arranged a 20% off discount for first 90 users. You have to use the coupon Rachit Limited Offer with hyphens in between. Make sure that you use it before 1st September because this campaign will be over after that. So make sure to go to 𝗣𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗪 and enjoy your discount.
So yeah, guys, it took me 18 months to make this happen. And at that point of time, my rating, like I could see that it was consistently rising, and I crossed 2000 rating on 𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗏 as well at that point of time. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. This is how my journey looked like. But one thing which I want to stress over here is this time will be different for different people. Of course, we all have different abilities to absorb things, and at the same time we are doing a whole bunch of different things. We have a whole bunch of different problems that we need to tackle in our lives. So everyone's journey would be different, of course, and 18 months is not that like it's a benchmark that if you are later than that then you are stupid, or if you are faster than that you are really smart. It's nothing like that. I'm just giving a sense of generally or a rough idea of how long it takes to be really good at something. That's it. There are no any other deductions that I want you to make from this. It's just about, yeah, it took me 18 months, so probably it inspires you as well that you should consistently practice for that many months and only then decide whether you are stupid or not. Alright, I have seen a lot of people get demotivated just because they are not seeing results, but it takes time and patience. And I'm saying it's not that 18 months I didn't get anything in back. Even after contest, I felt good about learning things, and that's where my focus always lies, whether I'm learning something new or not. And if you keep your focus over here, that's exactly what I'm saying. In a period of few months, you will see the performance boost in your ratings, alright? In your performance, you will see there is so incredibly well that you are doing now as compared to the past. And that's again what you should use and channelize your energy into positivity and create that momentum for you, which helps you in your daily life to stay consistent at it. So guys, this channel has been extensively talking about data structures, algorithms, coding interviews, even sharing my own coding interview experiences with you guys. So if this is something which interests you or you're passionate about, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, hit the bell icon. It really means a lot. So that's pretty much about it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding. Till then, bye bye.